Hi everybody, welcome to Wellness Wednesday and happy Valentine's Day. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have for you all some great recipes today to be a little bit heart protective on that heart day, Valentine's Day, because we're going to mix up some brownies using just a regular oat brownie mix, but we're taking out the oil and we're taking out the egg and using something that is going to be lower in fat and even higher in fiber for one of our recipes. So without further ado, I'm going to let Kelsey show you our first recipe.
Great, thanks Shelby. So the first one that we're going to get started with is a black bean brownie. So you might think, ooh, like how does chocolate and black beans mix together? But we've actually tested this recipe out several times and we've had a lot of great feedback, so we wanted to share it with you guys today. So what we have here is just our regular brownie mix. Make sure that you do kind of the chewy fudge brownie mix. That seems to work the best with this recipe. So the first thing that I'm going to add is our black beans. So our recipe calls for 8-ounce can of black beans, so you do have to puree these. So I went ahead and pureed those in our food processor so they're ready to be added to our brownie mix. So this is kind of where you're going to be getting some fiber, also some protein, because black beans are really rich in fiber and protein. So this will kind of serve as the replacement for our egg and our oil, like Shelby said. So because our puree mixture is just a little bit chunky, we do like to add a little bit of water. You can kind of just eyeball this however much you think, just to get the batter kind of mixing up really well. And the next thing that you'll do, you'll kind of combine this all together. I will say it takes a little bit to mix up really well, so you might have to put some elbow grease into it. But then all you have to do is going to be cook the brownie mix according to what it says on the box. So usually that's like at 350 for maybe like 20 or 30 minutes, depending on how much you make and the size of your pan. So we're just going to mix this all together. But I'll go ahead and let Shelby go ahead and show you how we do the next brownies.
So that first recipe using the black beans is so great, and since it is Heart Month, we wanted to bring you something that lowered the fat content. So we did that with the black beans. We also increased the fiber, which is really heart protective too. In this one, we're not adding fiber, but we're taking out a lot of the fat. We've got our brownie mix here, and this is actually a half a cup of non-fat plain yogurt. You could also use, if you wanted, a vanilla. It might make it even a little bit sweeter. You just throw that in there. So again, no need to put in that egg or that oil. And then 1/4 cup of water right after. This one mixes up a little bit easier, so you're going to start to see that coming together. And the difference between these two recipes is really kind of how you might choose what you're going to do. My recipe over here with the yogurt is going to be more cakey, so they're going to be lighter brownies, not as dense and chewy. The black bean is going to be more like your traditional brownie, dense, chewy, really, really good and rich. That's actually usually the favorite recipe out of the two, but I know some folks that like it a little bit more cakey. So I'm going to keep on mixing. You can see those black beans have really mixed together in Kelsey's recipe too. All right. Same deal over here. Once you finish mixing this together and it's going to start to get nice and moist, then you're going to bake it according to that recipe that you see on the back of the brownie mix.
So we already made some so that you guys can kind of see how they turned out. So on the right side here, we have our black bean brownies. So you can see that these look really like that traditional brownie like Shelby was talking about. And these over here on our left are our yogurt brownies. So they look a little bit more like cake, lighter in texture, but they're both equally good. So, all right. Well, those are the recipes that we brought you guys today.
We're actually going to taste them for you too because we love them so much.
Yes. So don't forget to tune in next week to our next Wellness Wednesday. You can also visit our website at owensborohealth.org/nutrition. These recipes will be there, also along with a list of our other recipes. And also don't forget to tune in to Fitness Friday for Seth and Shiloh. They're going to be going through some other heart-healthy exercises for you guys. And then next week we're going to be doing another fun recipe, so don't forget to tune in. Your place to get well, one bite at a time.
Have a great Valentine's Day and enjoy these brownies. So good.